I'm so excited to bring Suzie on today to chat a little bit about her and her business, her evolution, and her experience with Catalyst and working with me. So, Suzie, do you want to introduce yourself to us?
Yes, so hi everyone who's watching. Hi Brittany. So my name's Suzie Flynn from Suzie Flynn Coaching, and I'm an empowerment coach for creative, spiritual, and heart-centered entrepreneurs to help them reconnect with their confidence and self-belief so they can go through their next level of business breakthrough, help more people, and create a huge ripple effect in the world as the change maker that they are. So I'm hugely excited about that. And Catalyst has been game-changing for me, so it's been really, really powerful.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I love that. And what a beautiful introduction. So, let's rewind a little bit because you had a bit of a pivot, and I think this is something that honestly every business owner goes through some type of evolution, whether they're outgrowing who they used to serve, or maybe they just, don't feel connected to that niche or connected to their, who they were helping before. And so we kind of go through a little bit of an identity, not a little bit, we go through a big identity crisis sometimes when we're pivoting. So can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
it's interesting you asked me about that because I came to a point where I kind of just reached a point of like, I can't keep doing this in my business. I'm so unhappy. I'm so out of alignment. And I think it was about 18 months that I felt varying degrees of this. And at first it started as a little bit of a whispering. So just a bit of a background for your audience. I used to work as an executive assistant in London. I did that for 22 years. Then I launched my coaching business in January 2017, niched it down in March 2020 to help executive assistants build a virtual assistant business. And I really
Mm.
enjoyed it, got good clients, got great results. I love the mindset bit. I love doing the business. I marketed myself effectively as a mindset and business coach. But kind of, I think it was in December, maybe last year, about a year and a half ago, whatever that is in the time frame, I kind of heard this
Mm.
kind of little whispering and something wasn't sitting right. I didn't know what it was. And then it was just little wins, like, or little acknowledgements of like, oh, I can let the business side go. I still love it, but I can still be that multi-passionate entrepreneur because I can still be in the business world and work with coaches such as Brittany, etc. And then it became stronger and stronger, this calling. And I was like, I need to change. I don't like the assistant role. I want to do something much more deeper and heart-centered and work more with the subconscious and work with more of my modalities such as EFT and matrix and imprinting. Then I came across you in another group, and you were launching your Catalyst program for sort of visibility, I guess.
Mhm.
And I remember we had a chat in the DMs, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
little voice notes back and forth. And I was like, Brittany, I don't think I need the program. I think I just need a one-to-one and then I'll be fine. I just need a little bit of advice. And I didn't think I needed Catalyst, and how wrong was I? Catalyst helped me pivot. It gave me the courage to really just burn the bridges and really step into who I am, and really step into alignment. And I have felt so lit up and so happy since I've done that. And you know what? It wasn't even as scary as I thought it would be. And just having your support, the support of the group, the encouragement, and just you highlighting to me my strengths and skills, me leaning into using my intuition and discovering or leaning more into my clairsentient was a huge breakthrough for me. So
Mhm.
that was massive. So sort of that's the journey I've come on. So within, I think I just did it in a weekend because I spent time overthinking it, and then I was like, you know what, I'll just do this. The website's still got to change, but everything else is done and it's all being marketed. And yeah, so here I am. And I'm really, really excited. So I feel really passionate
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
I love that, and I want to just kind of like highlight something back for you,
Mm.
but for those listening, because I remember you were saying, "Oh, I maybe I could just do like one to one," and I had said to you like, "I think you'll get more out of Catalyst because it's more structured and you'll get that foundation." Not that
Yeah.
you wouldn't get that from one to one, but like when you're creating a group program, like you're creating a curriculum because you know kind of the process of what people are going through. Um, so I love that you really just like took the leap and were so like immersed in the program and doing the work. And then we did do, a private session. We have another one coming up. So you kind of got like the best of both worlds. And a lot of my clients do that anyways. Like they like to have some of
Yeah.
both. Um, so What do you feel like, what was the most surprising thing that you learned about yourself? Going like something that you were like, I didn't know that about myself, or I didn't know I was capable of this.
It's such an interesting question. I was thinking about this before I came on because I feel like it's so many things. So a couple of things that stand out. I mean, there's not just one thing because I learned so much. Um, I think one, just really leaning into using my intuition, using my clairsentient gifts, and really recognizing and honoring them, and then using them in my client sessions, and just trusting in that process was quite enlightening for me, because I think before, in my old niche, which was more focused around the corporate world in some respects, I felt like I didn't have the courage or the visibility to talk about my spirituality, and now I do, and I really lean into it, and that feels really exciting. So that was a really good positive breakthrough for me. But another thing, it was like discovering my shadow side and coming into the light, which was about realizing when I was sort of just shame spiraling and just like having a meltdown, and then how I was then going, right, I was actually creating drama. And I always thought I was the kind of person like, no, I hate drama, I don't do drama. And then this huge realization was like, well, wait a minute, you're creating the shame spiral, you're creating the drama, why are you doing this? And that was a huge aha for me, because I was like, no, I'm just having a bad day. And yeah, maybe it was a bad day, but it helped
Yeah.
open up a lot more for me. It helped me realize that there was this pattern of behavior, this self-sabotage that I had, which was trying to
Yeah.
keep me safe, because self-protection and all of that. But actually it was kind of hindering me. So it's helped me almost emotionally regulate how I respond, and recognize when I'm going into that shame spiral. And I've even talked about it in my Facebook group, from
Yeah.
inspiration from yourself. And it's helped me recognize that pattern of behavior and then consciously adjust it so I can take more empowered action steps in my business to get better results. So that for me has been a huge eye-opener, because I never really saw it like that. And I didn't realize I was self-sabotaging.
Yeah, I love that. I'm just making a note of it. Like, I love this because if you remember, like, the very first module of Catalyst was about redefining success. And
Yeah,
a lot of the times, like, women have been, and this isn't like a masculine versus feminine thing, but we haven't, we are paving the way for our way of doing success, but we've been taught a very masculine way, which is around the hustle. And it's
yeah,
just, there's nothing wrong with it. Like some people love the hustle and that's amazing, but it doesn't always work for us. And so when we're going into that um, mode of like, to-do lists and always overworking, and it doesn't feel safe to be like to take a step back from our business,
yeah,
we can sort of be in a, like, I'll speak for myself, like I've been in a trauma response when I've done that. And so I had to, and that's why I was so excited like when that clicked for you, because I know that path so well of making everything really hard on myself and then being like, wait, this could be easy, right? And
yeah,
I'll just share this like super quick, because even this week, like, this because I told you, but I was planning this launch and then I got sick, and then I was like, oh no, like what am I gonna do? And then all of a sudden it's like the doors open up, people reached out to me, I didn't even have to launch. And then you're like, then that expands your consciousness and you're like, oh, this doesn't have to be that hard. Like the
yeah,
things that we think that we have to do, we don't always have to do. And
yeah.
so, yeah, I love that for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I think I was very much caught up in the drama, which I now realize of like I have to be on the go all this time. And I think particularly this week I've noticed a lot more chill around me, going, well, I could work on my methodology for my new coaching program, or I could just do some mindset work, or do some training, or do some reading. And I've kind of just given myself permission just to like take a step back, but without punishing myself for not working all the time. And it's definitely
yeah.
given me a sense of peace and joy and happiness. So it is amazing what you discover, and how you live your life when you recognize the sabotage, and how you're like, that's playing out and going, this is what I'll do differently. And it was a huge breakthrough, because I was like, I don't do drama. And I was like, oh my God, I do. I'm creating drama. So that was a huge thing for me, because I don't want drama, yet I'm creating it. I'm the creator of it. So it's like, I choose to let
Yeah.
go. now. I just let it go. And I think, I mean, maybe you notice in the group that after that aha, the drama was less, that the meltdowns are kind of a bit less. I managed it
Well,
better.
but you know what it is? It's you stepped into more of like self-trust, which
Yeah.
honestly is the ultimate goal because when we are in that little hustle mode, it's like we're not trusting that like, oh, I can put out one post and let it have its ripple effect and I can go off and do my thing,
Yeah.
right? It's like we're trusting that it's going to reach the right people at the right time and that everything's going to unfold, that we don't have to keep like doing. I mean, that was certainly my pattern as well. So I love that. Is there like kind of looking back because it was 2 months,
Mm.
I know more in the beginning, we were talking about like redefining success. We talked about the visibility saboteurs. We talked about like the liminal space there was. And then as we kind of progressed, we moved in a little bit more to like the tangible, like intuitive launching and messaging. But what was kind of your favorite parts to work through?
Gosh, that's such a tough question because it all had so much value. Um, I really like the content piece. I mean, I think I'm still getting my head around this, but I'm also learning to let go of this need to have everything perfect. And I'm just like, I'll put a post out, I'll let it just sit out there in the universe and see what happens. But it was really interesting because I do love writing and I love the creativity that comes with it. So for me, it was really interesting to see how framed your content, your written process, social media, and the different types. Yeah, so that was a really interesting module. Learning about the different saboteurs was really interesting. I think I was probably the hustler, maybe. I'd have to go back and look, but definitely that energy of like do. But
Yeah.
I just think the whole program overall just gave me so much support, and the community was amazing. Like within a day or two, we had a community that was like just supporting each other. Just encouraging each other, cheering each other on, and helping each other out. So that in itself was absolutely huge. And I think that was a big part of why Catalyst was so amazing, because I never
Yeah.
felt like I was alone. I never felt like I was behind. I never felt like I didn't matter, I wasn't included. So I felt really, really supported. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So I know we kind of touched on this a little bit, but just to wrap up, like before we wrap up, is there anything like any other like biggest challenge that you feel like you worked through or most surprising area of growth and expansion?
I just think the amount of things that I did in the time that I had with you, from where I came to where I am now, I find it huge, because I came to you in a place of sort of almost like desperate energy of like, I don't want to be in this niche anymore. I don't even want to attract clients. And I was repelling them energetically, financially. And I was like, I've got to change. Something's got to change. And I came in with that energy, and I've left with an energy where I feel so lit up about my niche, so passionate, so excited. I've, created a mini offer. I've created a bigger offer. I've created 2 sales pages. I'm creating a masterclass. I've set up a Facebook group. I've started growing a new audience. I burnt down my email list a few days ago, which is hugely exciting, because I was like, these people are no longer the people I want to serve. So I think I've got like 3 people on the list at the moment, and that's great because I'm literally just like building,
Yeah.
a new empire. It's my ruler in me, but I'm building this new empire, and I feel like I've created so much in sort of 8 weeks. And I spent 18 months going, oh, I don't know what to do. Should I do this? And overthinking and just worrying about it. And in 2 months, I've created all this, and I've got offers out. I've also been nominated as a you know contributor of the month for a Facebook group, so I'm getting to speak in that group,
Mm,
share my knowledge,
yeah.
etc. So it's just been, I'm just so proud of myself and so amazed at how much I've achieved in the 2 months, when for 18 months I was like, I can't, it's too scary. And with your support and Catalyst, I just feel like I've excelled, because I haven't let that fear get in the way. I'm like, right, I'm just going to take that imperfect action and just put it out there, because I know that people need what I have to offer. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that's a common thing is that people feel kind of afraid to invest sometimes because it's like it's hard for them to kind of visualize the whole journey.
Yeah.
And like not the first person to have said to me, I stayed stuck in the liminal for, many months, years. And then
Yeah.
I worked with you. And like, I think that's the not, not to put myself on a pedestal, but like, do you know what I mean? Like that's the power of like, collaborating, working with someone and having someone there to hold the mirror back up to show you kind of like, because we're always going to be like our worst critic, right? Like we'll always find ways to talk ourselves
Yeah.
down, but we can have someone there and then also have the community. Like that's
Yeah.
actually why I did this program as a
Yeah.
group, because I knew that the community was going to be the like such a powerful piece of it. So okay, so last question. Anyone who is on the fence of maybe joining like a future round of Catalyst or any other program with me or working one-to-one with me, like what would you say to them if they were kind of in that space between like, I'm not sure if I should invest, can I trust myself? How does this all work? Like, what would you say to that person?
I would just say do it, but step into a place of self-trust and self-acceptance. When I came to it, I was like, oh, I don't think I really need the visibility piece. I'm quite happy doing lives. But what I discovered was that there is so much more to Catalyst. It really helped me turn my business around, and I'm so excited. So if you feel like you have a call in, your intuition is just like, niggling and just like poking you and just like saying like, explore Catalyst, do it, because Brittany gives so much. She's so supportive, and I just, yeah, just do it. Just do it. Because if you get into a place of overthinking, you'll overthink yourself out of a great opportunity. And it's really, really transformed my business. And I'm so excited about where I'm taking my business. And it makes me think, if I hadn't done Catalyst, where would I be? I would probably still be in the same niche, unhappy, not attracting the clients because I was repelling them, instead of putting out what I'm putting out now, feeling lit up and just moving my life and business in the direction that it deserves, and being able to help the people that I want to help. So yeah, just don't overthink it. Move into self-trust, self-acceptance, do it. And Brittany will answer any of your questions.